Welcome everyone to the fourth episode of a Baka Central podcast. We're here with me and three other members of the podcast. So that'll be Chriselle, me, Kenneth, Toby, and the host Shiv. And I'll be passing on to you, Shiv.
Woo! Hey, Kenneth did it! Come on, Kenneth. Let's go. Hey, you know what? Yeah, Kenneth, I'm not even gonna lie. That was kind of wavy still.
You're cutting that out of a podcast. That bit after I just passed it on to you.
No. This is uncut. Remember, baby, uncut. We go uncut.
Fuck's sakes, man.
Yeah. So let's do that again. Hey guys, my name is Hypernoodles, also known as Shiv, and welcome to the fourth episode of the Baka Central podcast. Just like Kenneth said with his beautiful voice. Today, of course, we're joined by the other three co-hosts that you should be pretty familiar with, depending if you've watched the other episodes. So definitely go check them out. And while you're doing that, drop us a subscribe, drop us a like if you enjoyed the content, and comment down below what you'd like to hear us talk about in the upcoming videos. There we go. Okay, so
And also, Shiv, you may want to talk a little bit louder.
oh really?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay. I'm literally looking at my monitor, like my audio monitor right now, and I'm like, okay, just gotta make sure that I don't clip too much audio in terms of like how loud I am. Anyway, apart from that, that's for post-processing. How you guys all doing?
Alright.
Alright. Could be better.
The global health crisis continues yet again.
So sad.
So sad indeed.
Yeah,
So sad.
I'm literally trying to keep saying that's basically how it is right now. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, well, what about you, Kenneth? Have your endeavors with getting to gold on Valorant been any
Oh
better?
god, no.
Yeah.
I've given up on that dream. It's fine.
Lies.
After I see my rank, it's fine. I'll just move on to a different game.
How about you just stick it out with CS? Get some. Wait, hold on.
No,
Wait,
that's
whoa,
one thing we
guys,
stay away from.
Guys. Anyway, we digress. This is not a gaming podcast, although we are epic gamers.
Could be.
Toby, man, goddamn, like. Anyway, after digressing, so this episode we're pretty much just gonna keep it casual. We don't have any special guests. Just gonna be talking about what we've been up to, what in terms of anime, manga, and also just letting conversation flow naturally, I guess, since there's no inherent quote-unquote script this episode. So, the token first question to start off with is, what have you guys been watching?
Who's starting?
Okay, let's
start, Krish.
Hey.
Okay, fine,
yeah,
fine.
Chriselle, you go first.
Since I've got this tune in my head, sorry, I've been watching Jojo. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
I'm on part 5, literally nearly finished, and it's I definitely think it's not as good as part the
3.
part before that, part 4.
But there's
I
a part
think.
5.
Yeah, there's a part which is Golden Wind. Did you not know that? That's part 5.
No,
Golden
I
Wind.
didn't know
Yeah,
that, but
I think it's alright, but I still think part 4 is better. Right. Anyway, so yeah, the second one that I've been watching is Tower of God. I've just literally started on that, and it was apparently a Korean manga, and I could see that from the animations, and obviously the cast and like names of everyone else involved in making that is like all either Chinese or Korean and a few Japanese. So it's interesting. I do dig the art style. It's definitely something different, and I think you guys should check it out as well. Okay. Apart from that, I've been really busy, so I'll just keep those two for now. So that's all I've got to say really on what animes I've been watching. So moving on.
Interesting. Okay. What are we going to you, Kenneth?
Right. I've actually been watching a few things this week. Jojo's is one of them. I've watched 5 episodes of part 4.
Ooh.
I think.
Sorry, I'm getting gassed.
I think that's with Josuke.
Josuke, yeah. It's hella good. It's my favorite.
So far, I'm not gonna lie to you. I prefer part 3
Oh wow, really?
Oh,
Oh.
so far,
controversial.
because I think Josuke as a character, he's a bit weird where he only kind of gets serious if someone talks about it, and I guess that's like
Yeah.
a quirk kind of little weird thing, you know.
Mhm.
But it kind of reminds me a little bit of Zenitsu when he only gets serious when he sleeps.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just giving me that kind of vibe. And don't get me wrong, I love Zenitsu, but not at all times.
Whoa,
But yeah, I've been watching
whoa. Hold. Let's just pause it right there.
Okay.
I don't want
no.
I don't want anyone chatting shit about my boy Zenitsu.
Okay.
Zenitsu is the goddamn homie. Okay.
He's my favorite character as well, but
he's
you gotta admit
alright.
there's some there's a lot of downsides, man.
Yeah.
But it's character. It's character building.
He's a bit like Metal Lee from Boruto, really.
Yeah,
Literally,
actually, you
fam.
know what? I actually kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
I can't even lie. I fully agree with that.
I guess a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it.
But yeah, so I've watched Jojo's, Tower of God as well. Been watching that. There's a new episode that's just been released. I'm gonna get onto that, but I really enjoyed it so far. So I've watched I think 5 episodes. I know it's nowhere near close to even reaching where the webtoon is currently.
Yeah.
Nowhere near. I'm taking nowhere near.
Yeah,
True.
I've been told by so many people, but yeah, because in the phase where we're at right now, like not major spoilers, but he's in kind of a pre-test, so he's not even in the actual tower trials yet or tower levels. He's just taking a test to get into the tower levels, and it's already seems pretty damn interesting.
I was gonna say, is this the first? Well, I'm pretty sure it's not the first time they've adapted a Korean manga into an
I
anime.
believe it is the first time.
Oh,
Is it
really?
actually? Wow. Okay. That's a
Oh,
first.
wow. I didn't. Oh, that's pretty cool. To be fair, I think they should do some more like solo leveling. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that would be so lit. Not
'Cause
gonna lie.
I've watched a couple YouTube videos about it. There's I think like Giguk and Glass Reflection have been talking about how this might be one of the most important anime of recent times, because this is the first time they're making a webtoon into a full-fledged anime, and they mentioned things like solo leveling, where it will be really, if it gets a good response from the community, it will be really good if we can adapt this into things like solo leveling and other Korean manhwa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will be all for that. And not gonna lie, solo leveling, I mean, it is gonna be so much better than Sword Art Online. Like, definitely so much better.
I would already agree.
Not gonna
'cause
lie,
I'm let's just say I'm not the biggest fan of Sword Art Online.
Yeah,
just in
not
general.
gonna lie, same. Yeah, it kind of went downhill, really. So.
Like that has
Yeah, I'm
just
all
just
for that.
voicing that one opinion has put me in so much hot water so many times. Like they're like, what? How could you not like? I'm like, bro, like it's don't.
Watch some other shit and you'll agree with me.
Yeah, exactly. Get
Yeah.
cultured, then you would agree with me.
But it's we've been saying it's really important, and if this goes well, it can. I think it's been made by Crunchyroll
it's
and
a-
Funimation,
Yeah,
it's a
Crunchyroll. Yeah,
collaboration,
it was on the adverts.
so that's really cool. That's really cool. And the kind of upside to this as well, I think this was mentioned in one of the videos. Currently, Japan's having a lot of delays with upcoming anime, different kind of thing. But if this goes well, but obviously depending on how long the global health crisis actually lasts, we could have an alternative to the normal type of anime that we watch, and it could be coming out at different rates, different times as well, which gives us more options.
Yeah.
But in terms of other things I've been watching, finally got around to watching Anohana.
Come on.
Yay!
Come on.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think?
Hold on,
Right.
not too many spoilers because I'm still on.
Yeah,
the
Okay.
second episode, sorry.
It's
Yay.
what I thought it was gonna be and more.
Yeah. Did you ugly cry? Did you ugly
uh,
cry?
No
'Cause I
comment
did.
on that.
Oh,
If I speak,
what
I'm
a
in trouble.
worse. What a worse. No. Oh,
Let's
jeez,
just
yeah.
say the last episode got me in my feels, man.
Okay,
Yes,
Oh my god.
yes.
Okay.
That's what we like to hear.
Uh,
Yes. So you guys watch Anohana, it's gonna be such a good cry for
I've
you.
been
So yeah.
I've been delaying it because the first time I got recommended it was when I went to watch I think it was Silent Voice, and someone was like, "Oh, you should watch Anohana. You know, it's got the same kind of feels." I'm like, I don't want the same kind of feels. Okay, I want to relax for a little bit. And after like 5 years or so, here I am now. I finished relaxing. And
He's back on the
God,
feels.
I'm gonna need a little bit of a break after this one as well.
Gotta keep the psychological boundary level, you know,
Yeah.
before you start on a new one. Anyways, yeah,
But
keep
yeah.
going.
Watched Anohana. That was really good. Definitely recommend it. I rewatched some of Full Alchemist.
Yay!
I love Full Alchemist.
Yeah,
I can rewatch it
the
all the time.
best.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Also, this might or might not count. It depends how people view it. Avatar: Legend of Korra. I rewatched like half of that as well.
Damn, I think it does count as anime. I mean, it's
I mean,
like cartoon
get
but
you.
anime. Do you know what I mean?
But it was made in America, so
Yeah.
that's kind of why people are like. But I don't care whether it's anime or not.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it.
Still good,
Yeah.
still good, yeah.
And I think that's about it, except for obviously catching up with Love is War.
Mhm.
And that's-
Oh, come on, let's go.
Hey, it's nothing. It's not like really serious. You just need those kind of like just chill animes, you know. But yeah, that's really been it for me. Well, yeah, well, let's move on to you, Toby. And you better not say I haven't really been watching anything this week. You know.
I wish I could not disappoint you, but I legit haven't watched much. I haven't watched.
Oh, right.
All right, so how do we?
It looks like we're gonna be getting a new host.
Yeah, how do we kick
sorry, a
Toby
new
from the
member?
call?
Ooh, beef is gonna start now. Any minute
I'm
now.
kidding.
Right.
Okay, because I've been a bit busy in outside life, but I've for me it's like I feel like there isn't much to watch that I'm currently interested in, except for like things that I have to watch later on down the line. Like things like Tower of God already, like I'm really up to date. So for me, it's like there's no need to watch those kind of shows. But like I do have like a manga or like small things that I'm like I can read here and there. One of that being Unordinary, which I'm currently into, and Escape Room, which is both of them which are done by Webtoon and are Korean mangas, I believe. Which for me is like just something that like as I'm busy here and there, I can just enjoy those things in my like small, pace. I can just read it and then chill, and then get back into whatever I'm doing.
Okay.
Yes. So sorry about that, guys, but this is life.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it, man. We'll just find a new host next week.
Yeah. Oh,
Nothing crazy.
It looks like we got to get applications ready.
Right. But yeah, I guess we'll move on to you, Shiv. Unless you have any other input, Toby.
Yeah.
Toby?
Oh no, he's gone. No, he's still there. He's lurking, guys. It's alright.
It's fine.
He's
Yeah.
there,
Go on, Shiv.
So God, in terms of what have I been watching? Okay, so where do we begin? Okay, let's start off with anime first, right? In terms of, again, new things this season, the only thing lately that's kind of caught my eye, something called is Sing Yesterday for me. I kind of came across it again.
Wait. Sing Yesterday for me. Oh yes, I watched a couple of episodes of that as well. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to mention that.
So like I think they're on their 5th episode now, but it's I don't know why, but it's kind of like this, like it's the character for some reason the group of characters feels like really relatable to me. and I'm really vibing with the anime quite a bit. Apart from that, finished watching Tsugumomo, which again there's the review for, which I personally think best anime this season, in my opinion, in terms of the genre of animes that I watch. Sort of ecchi heavy, but at the same time, I go into...
That's never a bad thing, though.
Never a bad thing. I kind of go into more detail in the review, which you guys can definitely check out on the channel. But in general, the thing that I really liked about it is it has a really nice balance of the ecchi, but also the comedic delivery in the anime. I think it's kind of right up my alley, and it has some pretty compelling action in it as well. So it's these sort of three things that kind of are perfectly balanced, and for me, I'm just like, yo, you know what? And even like the general topic of the anime itself, slightly sci-fi. It's kind of in line with sort of in line with Japanese sort of mythology, I guess you could kind of call it, if it is mythology, or older Japanese stories of or folktale. I think that's the right word for it. So yeah, in terms of anime, it's honestly, for me, it's not been that poppin'. I mean, that's pretty much the main things. Apart from that, the other stuff that I've been watching is this great series.
What is it?
Guarantee this is ecchi, 100%, man. By the way you're describing it.
Go on, say it.
Oh god.
I'm waiting.
Oh boy.
Go on, just say it. We're all waiting.
So there's this one episode series called Amane.
Amane.
Yeah. It's definitely not a series you can find on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Or Kiss Anime. If you catch my drift.
What's the full name?
So it's Amane.
Yeah, just Amane.
Yeah.
Huh.
Amanee. Let's say it's a step above ecchi animes.
Okay. Oh my
Oh,
god.
right.
You know what?
Wait, is this an anime or?
Brother, it's a hentai. God damn it! Like.
Oh my! All right. Okay. Now he finally said it. Wow.
You know what?
Sorry, I don't remember this being a hentai podcast, but maybe it's just me.
Okay.
Hey,
no,
listen. We expand. We expand.
Yeah.
We move.
We are cultured. We are cultured. Remember that.
Yeah, and then there's another one called Boku to Joy no Shinatsu, which I actually think is better in terms of art style. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I will say in Amane there is slight bit of comedic implementation, but
Wait, are you still talking about?
yes, I am talking about.
Okay.
But let's just say the artwork is very, very, very appealing.
Okay. Yeah. Of course, it's gonna be appealing to you.
Yeah. So that's pretty
No
much
doubt
what I've been
about
watching.
No comment.
But yeah. So I think that kind of pretty much wraps up what we've been watching, whether it be incognito or non-incognito. So again, in terms of what we're going to be talking today, like we mentioned, it's kind of more free-flowing, more casual, not as many pre-planned questions. But one thing that we did want to talk about is Webtoons and kind of the sort of space that they're starting to sort of create for themselves, and what we think the future might be in terms of Webtoons. So I mean, personally, I'll just put it out there, I don't really have that much experience with the Webtoon sort of platform or the genre, but by the sounds of it, from from the comments about Tower of God and solo leveling, it seems like it's starting to become like it has the potential to become this new sort of launching platform for new animes, because it feels like the traditional way, I would imagine, for animes is you release the manga gets traction, and then a studio picks up that manga and then adapts it into an anime. Whereas this is, I feel like it's kind of along the same lines but slightly different. So what's your guys' thoughts on that?
Who wants to go first?
Why?
We'll just have a standard order. You go, Chriselle.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what? No, wait, no. I don't want to go. Okay, no, I want to hear your opinion first. Go
Okay,
on.
right, I'll go for it.
Okay.
To be fair, Toby's probably the most well versed in terms of his topic, but similar to Shiv, I've only really seen maybe 3 webtoons or Korean manhwa, I think that's how it's pronounced. Solo leveling, I've started reading a little bit of Tower of God as well, just to not necessarily catch up, but just to find out a little bit more. And what's one other one I read? I completely forgot the name, to be fair. But what I've noticed is that most of them tend to be coloured, which is something I really do appreciate. Because obviously with manga, most of the time, there are some coloured manga, but most of the time, I believe the reason they're not coloured is because they are releasing every week and releasing quite a large amount.
Yeah, that would
So
make sense. Yeah,
they don't really have time.
Yeah, I mean,
that would make sense.
Yeah, so from the ones I've read so far anyways, I really do enjoy them. I can see why there would be traction on the Korean manhwas, and why they finally getting picked up now, because I believe, especially Tower of God, a lot of them have been running for so long. It's just that they haven't really had any studios or any places for them to be kind of published into an anime, adapted into different
definitely.
media form. But yeah, if it goes well, hopefully we do get some more adaptations, and that's all we can really hope for.
Okay. What about you, Toby? Oh, sorry, Chriselle. Sorry.
I was gonna say, like, I haven't really, unlike Toby, I haven't really read so many manhwas. But I have read Solo Leveling because one of my friends kept begging me to read it, and I actually enjoy it. I was thinking as well, the reason what's it called? Obviously, we all know that the webtoons are all Korean. Some can be Chinese though as well, I think. But I think I think it's rising in popularity because obviously the main thing is because all manhwas are in color, and that's what we'd like to see in anime, right? It's like you're watching it at the same time whilst reading it, which is amazing. So it's really good. And what I kind of realize as well, some of them, well, there are loads that have really good content, I believe, because manhwa reviews I've seen, people do like them. So that's why I think it's gonna rise up in the anime industry in terms of making them into an actual show. So I can't wait for that moment till when they have a section of I don't know, manhwa anime. I feel like they're gonna make a genre for it, if you know what I mean. So
I definitely get what you mean.
Those are just only a couple of points for the pros on it as well. So far, I can't see any cons. Well, cons is that, as Kenneth said, they do publish it every month, just because it takes a while for them to color everything in that. So other than that, that's it really for me anyway. So I'm guessing we move on to Toby, as he is our greatest manga god reader and manhwa.
God,
so
that
he
manga
knows
god.
everything about mangas.
Manga
he
god.
knows he is
only,
the library of mangas.
If only someone referred to me as the ecchi god.
Oh,
how sweet
no.
my life would be.
You'll have to wait. You'll have to wait until you earn that.
Anyway, so go ahead, Toby.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Webtoons?
Me, okay. So in terms of, so in terms of Webtoon, I've only got onto it like just recently, but like in terms of mangas, I've been on it for a while.
Okay.
I genuinely do appreciate the fact that it's in color. It brings a sense of I could almost say realism to it, because I feel like, because in terms of mangas, like everything's in black and white, and you only get a visual understanding of how they look like through the covers or through like a coloring a manga or such. And I feel like when you do that, you end up leaving the reader to imagine what they would look like on every single page. And for me personally, I feel like say if it's like a black clover, I low-key do get confused. Like I low-key do get confused about who's who, or what person is on my screen. Whereas in manhwas, it's kind of like, okay, I know this character because of the hair or of the clothing they wear or such. And I feel like, yeah, and that's just a feature that I really appreciate in terms of manhwas. But in terms of Webtoon, I love the fact that there's a community around it. Each chapter, each end of like a chapter, there's always like if you just go down, there's always like a comment of people like saying their views, or like in a way, I feel like it's almost like Reddit, where it's like after each content, there's like a person like saying, maybe hopefully A, B, and C don't die, or hopefully B, C make it out of this, and I feel like it's kind of like every chapter there's like some kind of opinion of what to do better, or hopes or dreams for a certain character. And I feel like that's more like it's building a connection between the reader and the artist, for one. But also they're really like up to date in terms of like how often they post. Like, for example, like I'm reading, I said again, like Unordinary or like Escape Room, and they post every week consistently.
Okay.
Which is like what I'm so grateful, because like in some point in manga reader, right? Like I read a manga, I'll be like, okay, I'm up to date, and then like a week will come, nothing. 2 weeks will come, nothing. 3, 4, 5, nothing, and then out of nowhere, I get update. Whoa, it's a manga I've been waiting to read, and it's like a whole bloody like a whole essay full of like pages that I need to read through, and like I wish. I mean, I do like it sometimes, but it's like there isn't that like consistency through each and every like chapter. Like it kind of leaves you hanging on, like when are they gonna upload next? And I feel like Webtoon have kind of solved that problem, where it's like, okay, it's either like next week there'll be a chapter, or like in the next 10 days, or like in the next 2 weeks, and so they kind of tell you in advance. And also I feel like they really have like all these other all these pages left on hold for you, so then they're always like ahead of the reader, or ahead of schedule, so there isn't a fear of like, I'm gonna miss out on this manga for the next month or so. Okay. But overall, like I genuinely do appreciate the effort and the community that Webtoon has put out there, and I feel like it's really coming out. So like, you know how this Tower of God, and hopefully they do a solo leveling redo, but also I feel like they've also incorporated into the Korean films, because for example, like there's a show that me and my family are watching, which is I'm gonna butcher his name, but Itaewon Class.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you heard of it, but I know that in the Korean in the eastern part of the world, it's really hyped, and luckily enough on Netflix they've made like a real life rendition of it, and it's also amazing. And I feel like if the media are able to like nitpick on the good mangas or manhwas, then they could really like I feel like there's a there's a market, like untapped market, that they could make some serious revenue on. And I feel like them making a start in terms of the animated series by starting off Tower of God. I personally, I don't know. The character seems a bit off in terms of animation style, but that's just me.
Okay.
And obviously everyone has their own opinion on it. But I do like where they're going and how far they've come. Me personally.
Okay.
I do kind of see what you mean, because obviously the character, he kind of reminds me of Natsu in some ways, right? The reason I say that is because he kind of just goes straight into everything without having any preparation, and then somehow he ends up winning the fight or like passing or whatever. Because even well, it's not a big spoiler because it's literally just the first episode, the first trial that he had to go through. The only reason he won is because he got given an item that let him.
Oh, that's so far back.
Yeah, without that, he would be dead. Like, that would have just been the whole series right there. He'd be gone. But some person just happened to turn up there and happened to give him this, and he just got lucky. If it was because, say, I don't know, he had actually practiced for the last, I don't know, 6 months or whatever on getting into the tower, stuff like that, then okay, cool, he's practiced. But right now, so far, for the most part, he's just kind of gotten through everything by chance, which obviously has some upside. So it introduces kind of a nice little surprises throughout the series. But if it keeps going like this, it's gonna get a little bit boring.
Hey, I mean, it's anime, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
I look at disagree a bit.
Okay, go ahead.
Because basically, okay. Before I say this, it's been a while since I've read the early parts of the manga. But the character, Ban, is it Ban? Ban? Been a while.
Bam, yeah.
Ban, yeah. The character himself, hella strong. It's just I feel like in terms of the manga, the artist, I feel like he wants us to also experience his kind of like not knowing like who he is. That's a plot thing. Who he is, where he's from, and what he's able to do. I feel like by him being handed something to him, it's kind of like maybe it's that key for him to know or discover who he is as a character. So maybe it's just again my opinion. But I feel like he as a character is like us as a reader and the character itself. I feel like we are both on the same boat of knowing who is Bam, like what is his story. And whatnot, but but I definitely see where you come from. Where it's like it feels like Natsu with like things are happening by chance and he seems a bit naive. He is a bit naive. But yeah,
True, actually, yeah.
He's so naive.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. I mean, for me personally, with the entire thing with Webtoons is, again, I don't think I am in a position where I can give a solid opinion on Webtoons because of my lack of experience in the sort of Webtoon space. But at the same time, some of the things that you brought up, I am actually not a fan of colored manga. I prefer black and white.
I kind of see where you come from, though.
Like,
but
it's
surprising.
It's from again. I completely understand where you come from, Toby, in the sense of, especially with Black Clover, it can be kind of confusing, and you read a chapter and then you see the same scenes in the anime with the color. Yeah, 100%. Like, the color helps with making the scene more vivid, making it more action packed, and like adding that another depth, because you essentially are adding more depth in terms of what to perceive. But at the same time, I think it's because I've just been accustomed to it. For me, it's just I prefer mangas in black and white because it just lets me do all the processing. And that's where I kind of, of course, the cover's going to give you an idea of, what they look like or whatnot. But at the same time, it kind of gives me this little bit of freedom to imagine it, sort of like fill in the blanks on my own. And that sort of like leeway is something that I'm kind of really, really happy about with manga. So that's why, like, don't get me wrong, you know, sometimes, you know, Black Clover, Naruto back in the day, even I'm sure Boruto has done it, or any mainstream manga, they will definitely have, like, you know, one-off like colored specials for the holidays, or you know, a milestone chapter or an episode. But if we're talking on a week-to-week basis, you know, if a manga comes out on a week-to-week basis, I personally am just more inclined to enjoy the traditional black and white format. Not to say that I have anything against color. It's, again, like a personal preference that the black and white is just something that kind of has grown on me to the point where I'd rather let that my imagination fill in the blanks that a colored manga would normally fill in for me. But yeah, pretty much that. I mean, again, I don't think, you know, I'm in a valid position to give like my full opinion on Webtoons, again, because of my lack of exposure to Webtoons. But by the sounds of it, I think it's, you know, just echoing what I said before, it's gonna be, by the sounds of it, if Tower of God really, really takes off, it is gonna be a huge launching platform for a completely new market of anime. And it's gonna potentially start to break a lot of norms, you know, and that would be very, very interesting to see, in my opinion. But again, it's just a matter of time to see how it matures into the, you know, the bigger shoes of becoming a full production.
True.
But yeah, that's pretty much me. I mean, you know, on a very clean segue onto our next topic, you know, something about mainstream anime, or the mainstream media starting to get into anime. You know, we've seen this, even, again, prime example, Tower of God. Tower of God is being produced by Crunchyroll, if I'm correct.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah. So, you know, and you see Netflix starting to bag up a lot of bag up a lot of
cash money.
Yeah, bro, that Jeff Bezos money, you know what I'm saying? Literally. But they, you know, you start to see them, they're taking a lot of
Anime.
Yeah, what's the, is it not publication rights,
they're buying off at like anime, like,
it's I'm guessing it's the streaming rights.
I can't find a word for
the
it.
streaming rights.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, there you go.
Like, they start to acquire a lot more streaming rights to a lot more animes. It's becoming a lot more pronounced in their catalog of content. And then, of course, you have Crunchyroll, which, you know, they're stepping into the world of producing animes, which is, you know, arguably one step ahead. So what's kind of your thoughts? Because for the longest time, at least when, you know, personally for me, when I was getting into anime was this, you know, not very exposed to the rest of the world, or, you know, I don't think it's completely fair. Reason being is, you know, growing up in Asia, it was much more accepted even back then. The exposure was much higher, like with TV channels like Animax.
Yeah. Good old Animax. Oh, yeah. I actually miss it.
So it's like, you know, back then I don't think there were any like channels in the UK or the US that were dedicated to specific anime screenings.
Yeah, apart from Cartoon Network, actually.
Which was,
yeah, Jetix.
It wasn't all anime, but it was like a lot of it was.
Yeah, so you know, what are your guys' thoughts on the kind of way that the quote unquote mainstream media is moving towards adopting animes?
Uh,
I kind of see it. Oh, sorry, Krish. You are first in the order.
No, sorry. I mean, okay, fine. I'll just. I mean, obviously, for me anyway, like for people who agree with me, it's gonna be heaven because one, there's gonna be easy, especially at Netflix, there's easy access of anime, but obviously right now they're only like putting they're not putting all the animes available, right? They're only putting the ones that are people like the popular ones. But as I said, it's definitely easy access because people are more inclined to pay for Netflix, you know, like instead of having to log in of browsers and, you know, seeing all these adverts on the side with like hentai stuff, and you know, I'm sick of that. I'm just sick of that right now. But
Hey, man,
yeah,
don't diss it. Don't diss
but
it.
I mean, just to quickly cut you
yeah.
in there, don't you think that's kind of what Crunchyroll is trying to? That's Crunchyroll's kind of whole, you know, position in the market.
yeah, it
The
is.
fact
But
that
like,
they are an anime Netflix in a sense. You know, avoid the dodgy websites. Here's an
Yeah.
app. Here's a TV Android app. Here's a tablet app. iOS, Android. Log in, pay a monthly subscription. You have access to anime, translated, subtitled, dubbed, whatever you want.
But they don't have all the
actually,
anime.
yeah, that's yeah. No, I'm just saying that is like a double-edged sword actually, because like right now as well, like as you can see, Netflix is more like what do you call it, like Crunchyroll. If someone says Crunchyroll, people are gonna think, oh, you know, weeb stuff and that, you know, people are not gonna fully watch anime straight away. But if they say Netflix, there are other like, you know, movies or series available, and when you happen to come across anime, you know, people are more inclined to watch on it. But like, it's like that kind of like biased views, you know, like
Okay, yeah.
do you see where I'm going, right?
I definitely see where you're coming from.
Yeah,
like sort
yeah.
of
So
integrating
obviously
it into traditional media, so it's
Yeah,
people
yeah,
can
yeah.
kind of
Like-
digest it easier.
they're like, I feel like Netflix is kind of like making people taste what anime is at first before you move on to like the higher levels. In this case, go on to Crunchyroll, fully on Crunchyroll to like, you know, dig more of anime world. If you, yeah, so I think it is kind of good, but obviously there are disadvantages, which I've just said. Like, you know, Netflix is top compared to Crunchyroll, in a sense. So, yeah. But in general, I do think, like, I try not to think about the disadvantages because, like, I mean, as long as there is anime, I am happy, like, you know, like, I just live for that, like, I don't care, you know, it's kind of great they are kind of advertising anime in general anyway on Netflix, because I see so many kids now talking about anime just because of Netflix, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I definitely agree
yeah.
with that.
Like, it's gonna, like, I feel like in a couple years time, anime is like gonna become a norm now. People are not gonna be like, oh, you're such a weeb or whatever you call, you know. I think, you know, people will accept it more, so it's a good thing for me.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What about you, Kenneth?
I agree with Chris on a lot of things. I'm mainly seeing only the good sides here right now. Because back when I'm not first started watching anime, but back when I got into it, when I was watching like Attack on Titan and stuff like that, back then, like, you can only really talk to like one or two people about it, and when you talk out loud, you know, other people are like, oh, anime,
Yeah.
But now it's those very same people, like a couple years later, they're gonna be asking you for recommendations. But I just like more people to you know, enjoy my interests. You know, it's nice to talk to people about
Of course.
different kind of
True,
things. That's why I
true.
just really enjoyed Comic-Con,
Mm-hmm.
because it's just that environment where
It's
you
your
can kind of
people.
walk up to everyone, and you're guaranteed that they have at least one interest that's similar to yours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. I
Which is always
100%
nice.
Agree with that. Quick shout out to Thought Patrol. Anytime.
Hey, that was the
anytime.
best costume I'd ever seen, man. That's
Okay,
good. It was good.
hopefully there'll be a picture up on the screen now. Shout out to Thought Patrol. Best costume we'd seen in Comic-Con,
Comic-Con.
hands down. But yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from, in the sense that it's, I guess anime has kind of always had this stigma in the West that, you know, it's weird, or it's like
for
super
it's for
nerdy
kids.
and, you know,
Yeah.
stuff like that, which I guess like streaming services like Netflix are allowing people to kind of see that, look, it's, believe it or not, it has very similar plots to some of the drama series that you watch, and all that they're doing is they're just animating it instead of it's not real people. But at the same time, I think that sort of exposure to getting new audiences to getting new people to kind of appreciate anime is something that, yes, I'm 100% excited for, because just like Ken said, it's great even in like a social term, like don't get me wrong, I fucking love sitting on my computer all day on Discord, but like holy fuck, I want to go outside. I still want to meet new people and socialize. And if you have that baseline of something to talk about, before it would be like, oh, you watch Riverdale on Netflix, and then next thing you know is like, oh, you watch Demon Slayer, oh cool. But yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one, Kenneth. But yeah, anything else you want to add on?
Toby, you forgot Toby, man.
Straight to Toby. Come on, Toby.
And we haven't kicked them out yet. Come on, please wait for next week.
In my honest opinion, I feel like in terms of mainstream, I feel like from a business point of view, due to the virus, I feel like they are making buckloads.
Yeah, a lot. I can imagine that.
Because it's perfect time. No one's going out. Netflix, some shows. I feel like me personally, I feel like on Netflix, if you keep watching it, some things get dead. It gets a bit boring. Hence why we have Disney Plus, and I feel like anime is also an option, which is on Netflix. And I feel like by them doing that, and the way things are like, and for me, it's almost as a fate. I'm saying it's a good thing, but I feel like because we're all indoors and Netflix, based on pro movies and whatnot and series, it gets boring. It will almost kind of not force, but stir people to explore new things. And anime, for those who aren't already exposed to it, it's another journey or another adventure that's waiting to be rode on or passed through. And I feel like the mainstream media has really capitalized on it in terms of business point of view. And in a way, I'm kind of happy, because it's kind of it's just opening up new people to something that they may later become a fan of, and thus making anime part of the norm. Even I feel like it is a bit, but I feel like it won't be looked down upon or people won't look at it a bit funny. It's kind of remember in episode 1 of Black Clover, because it's in my head, Black Clover, and it won't be looked down or looked odd upon. It's just yeah, I remember watching that when I was I don't know, maybe it could be a point of bonding between people who you won't necessarily think would have something in common, and it's just a door which is opened up for everyone.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm happy that they've made that a point of access to a lot of people, because it's tough out here, and just if you wanna Netflix and chill, you can Netflix, anime and chill, all of that stuff. And,
Jesus Christ, Toby! I thought I was the etchy king, but clearly I have competition. God damn. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think pretty much that kind of sums up. I think altogether, it's safe to say that we all think it's kind of going in a positive direction for the Western fan base, in the sense of kind of spreading the word of anime. This fucking hell sounds like I'm talking about a religion in Civ 6. Like,
It is a religion. What are you on about?
spreading the word of anime. Get your men out my city.
Futarism.
It's a more acceptable one with,
Yeah.
religion. Well, no, I take it back. I don't want to offend anyone, but yeah,
No,
it's a soft one to get into, basically.
kind of going on that topic of, making anime more accessible to people and kind of expanding their fan base, or like expanding the reach of anime. If I, one thing that I think is very unique about anime is that they're almost like defined genres, right? You can literally categorize animes into specific genres and their target markets or like their target audiences. So, I'm kind of curious, like, what would you say some of your guys' like favorite genres of animes are? How about we start with you, Chriselle?
Okay. So, I mean, you'd expect me to be, girly girl, and like, I like romance anime. Romance anime is great. hey, okay, I'm a different type of girl. I'm a different type, alright? But anyways, yeah, romance anime is great, but I love my shonen. Like, I grew up on fucking shonen. Like, I'm just saying, okay. Naruto, Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I was a bit of a tomboy back then, not gonna lie, but shonen is amazing.
Hashtag quirky.
Yeah, exactly. Like, talking about that, I feel like that's where I get my quirkiness from, and I still have that now. Like, I'm 21, guys. It's a bit personal, but I'm 21. But like, you'd expect people with like, like people my age, and they're gonna be more mature and that. But no, I actually like being, like being a child
old.
Sometimes.
Whoa!
Hey,
I'm
wait a minute.
I'm like 16, man.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Kenneth. You just wait a
don't.
minute. Hold on. Let's
I'm
just
joking.
You're pushing your luck. But anyways, yeah. Shonen is just great because like you actually get a lot more action and like all those
True.
what you called motivational words and speeches like that.
Okay.
So yeah, that's definitely my top one. I could say a lot more, but I feel like it really just comes along to shonen in general. Like I do like my mysteries and like a bit of goriness and stuff like that. So shonen, like shoujo, I do like that as well. But obviously, apart from that, I think that's it really. Like,
Wait.
Not gonna lie, I just like, yeah, I like my actions, guys. So.
Well, in your shonen,
Yeah.
out of the shonen that you've watched, what's
Yes.
been your like top one? If you don't count like Naruto, you get like top most underrated one, I'd say.
Ooh.
That not everyone knows
Underrated.
about.
Okay. God, that's so hard.
Yeah.
I did have one, but I can't remember. There's so many animes. It's a recent one actually, which I liked. Jojo.
No, underrated.
My God.
Underrated.
God.
Actually, Jojo used to be very underrated. Did you know that? Until they made the new ones. So, I'd say,
Okay.
yeah. Come on.
Okay,
Anyways, underrated. I really can't think of anything else. Oh, Noragami. That's it. That's the one.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
Noragami is the one with Yato, right?
Yes, the one with the gods.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
I watched season 1 and 2.
See, the art is amazing. Like I
okay.
dig it. I love the story, everything. It is very, very underrated.
And the opening for season 1 is so good.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
so good. Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my god. But yeah, I think Noragami is definitely like my top. Underrated. So yeah. Someone gonna move on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take over, yeah.
I'll go
That
next.
was really weird. Yeah.
I'm similar to Chris. I love my shonen. But I like mystery a lot.
Okay.
A lot. I'd say, yeah, I like mystery pretty much the same as I like shonen. Because I've watched like the main mystery animes. I think I mentioned it in the first episode we did. Hyuga was really good. Jim loves it. I
Best
know he
anime
does.
of all time.
Erased I think it's quite well known.
Erase is dry. Oh my god, I'm just gonna say it's amazing. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Erase is dry. I was like,
No.
I'm not gonna lie.
maybe the end.
the
Maybe
top.
the end. But apart from that, I liked it a lot.
I would give Erase like a solid 6.5 out of 10.
Oh, whoa!
So,
You know what? It's fine.
No
let me
feelings.
finish
You
my
have
thing.
no
We'll
Okay,
get back
go
onto
for it.
you
Go
later.
For it. Yeah.
Promised Neverland. Please tell me you guys have watched
Yes,
any
yes,
of you.
yes.
It's good.
Thank
it's good.
you.
It's amazing.
But Toby, you know, even by reading, you know it's good, isn't it? Like even the first part, it's
Yeah.
like the first part, like you look at it and you're like, oh, you know, they're just cute little kids and
Wait, hold on.
And
Wait a
you find
minute.
out
in an
this
orphanage,
true
like they're
story.
just minding the business and boom. Yeah, I'm not gonna say
no.
more. than
FBI, open up.
that. No, shut up.
Hey, spoiler alert. But yeah, it's good, guys. Watch
It's
it.
pretty good, but I count that as a big like mystery one. That was really good. I've only watched the anime. I haven't read the manga yet, but
What about
I'm
you,
not
Toby?
finished yet.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, you
Oh.
cut out. You literally hold on. I'm sorry, Kenneth. You literally on the
Low-key
audio call, you
shots.
literally cut out for me.
Fired.
I'm not even
It's
kidding.
fine. You know, I guess Chris is just gonna be me and you next week, man. Because
Wait,
like-
hold on a second. Wait a minute.
we
Alright.
kind of members
Don't
every
involve
week.
me in your beef,
Oh
alright?
my god.
it's fine. I'll forgive you for now, but you
For
you
now.
can't let me not go on with the most important category. Okay, comedy
Okay.
is look. I know a lot of you don't really appreciate it, but comedy is top notch for me. Like after I watch some sad
Okay.
shit or some just fucking like over the top shonen shit, comedy just gets me back on it. I've rewatched Konosuba like 6 times, man. I love it. Daily Life of High School Boys, Aho Girl, Tanaka-kun, Nichijou, just like a slice of life
Nichijou
comedy,
fucking
like
it's
but
an
not taken
amazing
seriously.
anime.
Just even One Punch Man, like that counts as comedy as well, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, comedy always gets me on, man. I love me some comedy. But yeah, those are my top categories. Shiv.
Anything else you want to add on, Kenneth, before we switch
No,
to Toby?
I'm good. Thanks for asking.
No problem.
That's
Toby,
fine,
take it
that's
away.
I think I'm kind of a weird one. So I love comedy, hands down. But I'm also into psychological animes. No,
I love
mangas,
death.
sorry.
I'm emo. I'm death. I'm joking.
Oh
I'm joking. Sorry.
Like I feel like oh crap, what's going on? The Promised Neverland. I feel like that kind of stumbles upon psychological a bit, not fully.
Yeah, it does.
But there's like I think there's a manga I love in terms of the psychological category. It's called Alice in Borderland. Love it.
Okay.
It's and I feel like it's because for me, like I feel like not to toot my own horn and whatnot. I believe I was like hella smart when I was young. So for me, like reading a manga which kind of goes into the whole like theme of like being smart or like being like in like a weird mental state or not. It really, I don't know, it really like, I don't know, it feels good because it's like, oh, you know, I never knew this, or like oh, I like if I was in that kind of you know circumstances, how would I react? And then knowing how the actual person in the manga does it, it's kind of okay. That's interesting. Maybe if I ever find myself in that kind of predicament in my life, then I might sort of, you know, flashback or not. Remember this episode of this chapter, and then I could apply it. But I don't know.
Okay.
Psychological is really up there for me. Romance, yuck. Comedy.
Whoa, Toby.
He's dissing.
You're missing
dissing
out,
now.
man.
All right.
You're
That's
missing
it,
out, but
that's
it's fine. It's fine. It's
fam.
your opinion, you know. Even though your opinion is wrong, but it's fine.
Yeah.
All
I
I'm
was
gonna
just
say is,
guys, do not be offended.
What I'm
Do
gonna
not be
say is,
offended.
I'm gonna wait till it's my turn.
So it goes psychological comedy and what's it called? Okay, I'm gonna butcher it, but basically in
Isekai?
another world.
Isekai, yeah.
Which leads to like hardcore leveling or some other or SEO. I like the first season. Second season sucks, but okay. And I feel like Talgo doesn't. What's the leveling in a way?
Yeah, it is isekai kind of. Yeah, it is.
And there's another manga I was reading before Manga Rock shut down, which is called I think it was called the Greatest Sorcerer Alive, something like that, which is also Asuka, and that was and the animation was not animation. The manga was I feel like it was a manhwa, clean, everything was nice, and for me it's kind of like being in the world that like in a gaming world, it's like, you know, because how I play League of Legends or I play like other MMOs, it's kind of like, you know, if that was real, you know, what would I do? How would I react? And how would I get stronger? Which is all I'm really down for, to be honest. It's like improve myself, self-improvement. Yeah, self-improvement is like animes and mangas is what I'm all about.
Okay.
If I could like put it into one word.
Have you read The Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Toby?
Yay, slime!
Yes, I have.
It's good. Well, I haven't read it, but
It's good.
anime is good.
Anime is great.
That's anime.
Yeah, it sounds so weird.
It's anime.
But my friend Jack kept
it's-
telling me, "Yo, watch it." I'm like, what? That's
It reminds me of Goblin Slayer, to be
Yes, ooh,
I've only read.
Goblin Slayer.
Well, not read. I've only watched episode 1, and I stopped after that.
yeah, episode 1 was fucking gory, not gonna lie.
I actually liked episode 1.
I
I don't know if that's a
Episode
good
1.
thing.
Oh, okay, we're not saying anymore.
Emo death.
Yeah,
Anyway,
episode
it's kinda
1
freaky.
was the only like goriest part, I think. Like then whoa, like yo, what the hell?
That's a
Basically.
beautiful weird one. After that, like I started reading instead. But like, for me, it wasn't bad. I still preferred that over Attack on Titan. But the first episodes, I was hella scared of Attack on Titan. That's just a weird one for
yeah,
me.
because your Titans walk
Attack
weird.
on Titan is great. They're just weird in general. Like they don't have genitals, guys. Come
Yeah,
on.
that's true. That's true. Yeah,
yeah.
go on, Shiv.
Yeah.
So who's next?
Oh wait, sorry, I fell asleep after Toby said he doesn't like
Oh,
romance animes. Okay, right. If you didn't already know,
Toby doesn't believe in love. Come on.
Yeah, clearly doesn't.
Hey. Love is there just like it's just weird words. That's
Love is
It's
love is
not his
concept
time.
created
Love is
by
there
the
just in the
government.
bedroom.
It's not his time, guys. Come on, be nice.
Oh, Claire. Oh, Claire. Chris.
Alright, nah, that's it. I'm leaving. I'm
Oh,
leaving. Nah, just kidding.
For those of you who don't know that reference, Claire is our 5th member of Baka Central.
It's the original Baka. Yeah, I'm
how
filling in for her.
how do
basically.
how do I say this? Let's just say
She'll be
Claire
watching.
She'll be watching.
So
Yeah,
remember,
yeah. Hi
be
Claire, how you
careful.
doing?
Yeah.
Claire is like the nine-tailed fox.
Okay.
I'm curious.
We all know of her presence. It's just that she doesn't come out very much.
Oh.
She will hopefully potentially we will make sure she comes on the podcast, but you will definitely be seeing her in future videos. Anyway, yes, so my main genre of anime that I kind of stick to is shoujo anime and shoujo manga.
What do you mean anime that's targeted at adult
Full.
female?
Yes, 100%.
That's fine.
Okay. I don't know. I guess I'm a sucker for drama. I kind of
You don't have
really
problem.
Drama.
Let's get right into the
No.
news. But yeah, I just really like sort of romance / drama, slice of life sort of animes. And I think, shoujo animes kind of encompass a lot of those factors, and I genuinely enjoy shoujo anime. It's not just like in the sense of, oh, it's ecchi, or oh, it's, you know, I genuinely enjoy this sort of the character development in a lot of them. I enjoy the you know, also the how they kind of portray the characters' emotions. Because I feel like they have so many tools at their disposal in the way that they try and convey how the character feels to you as the reader or the viewer. And personally for me, that just makes me like them even more. Like, for example, what was that? Like, for example, Hyouka, right? Hyouka, I don't know. I'm guessing it's classified as a shoujo anime, or like it's like it's kind of blurring the lines to a certain extent. I mean, one of the main reasons why I classify it as one of my favorite animes of all time. One, what do you call, Hotaro reminds me of myself a lot.
Well, because
Like,
you can't be asked to do anything.
can't be asked to do anything, messy ass black hair, right? And his sister's in India all the time. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, but also it's kind of like, for example, the Hyouka, it was so interesting how you see their relationship develop not only through like the traditional means of a school club, but also through kind of going after like one goal in a sense, right? So first you had them make the anthology, and then how they were researching about what actually happened to Chisaki. Is it Chisaki? I think, yeah, it is. I forgot her name. What?
I'm not good
Hold
with
on,
names.
this is
Yeah, this is the anime you watch.
hold on.
Alright.
It's
Not
been
good with names. I barely remember Kirito, man.
Asuna.
What do you mean? How dare I?
Chitanda. That's the one. I like how they research about like Chitanda's uncle, granduncle, and how it shows them like, just thematically, there isn't much traditional display of like affection or anything like that, but they use very, very subtle methods to do it, right? The only one episode where I can think about it is the Valentine's Day episode, which is the one main time where, like, you know, emotions were like, you know, here are my emotions, so put it in your face. But again, the sort of shoujo, I just really enjoy sort of romance, the drama, the relationship aspects of shoujo anime. And yeah, I mean, I'll put some on blast, like Orange, the shoujo anime Orange,
Orangey.
absolute fucking trash. Beautiful message. The anime has a beautiful message, and I think it's a message that people need to talk about destigmatizing suicide, especially in a place like Japan where it's so prevalent. I think it has an amazing theme and a topic that people definitely need to talk about. But if we're looking at it as an anime itself, like, just, you know, put aside the message and we're just analyzing it as an anime with a story, beautiful message, absolutely shit story. Like, it's so badly executed. It's absolutely fucking insane, in my opinion. Of course, I know a lot of people will disagree with me, but the story was stale. It was almost predictable. Didn't kind of make sense in certain points with the whole sending letters back to the past and stuff like that. So yeah, I had really high hopes for it, and they kind of came crashing down. But yeah, you know, shoujo anime in general, that is my main go-to series or main go-to genre, because I'm a sucker for relationships and love.
I just killed a mosquito.
And
We all know that.
well, I just tend to cry on my own most of the time, not cry on Discord.
It's
Okay.
okay, we don't judge.
But yeah, we are coming up to around 1 hour and 11 minutes. And is there anything else anyone wants to kind of go on about, or shall we start to bring it to a wrap?
Not that I can think of. Thinking hard.
Big brain
Let's
sounds.
see. I think we can wrap it up by saying what we're planning to watch, and yeah, then wrap it up from there. Yeah, I say
Okay, so-
Toby, because
Yeah, Toby. Listen. This is part of your reapplication process.
Gosh.
The interview will be next episode where we ask you what you've been watching.
Reading, right? Reading.
well, obviously you're gonna read, but we're gonna ask you what you've been watching, Toby.
Yeah, like
I
come on
could say
now.
YouTube, Twitch.
I will
Okay.
kill you. I will physically insert a knife in your chest.
Okay, damn.
Okay. Anyway, why don't we start with Chriselle?
What are we planning to watch? Honestly, right now, because I've got exams coming up, I've been, so like, call me a fake anime fan as you will. I've just been, because that's what people say when you watch anime from Netflix. I'm sorry, but as I said before, it's easy access for me. Like, I don't have time to click on clickbaits and stuff like that, yeah, because of my exams, I've just been watching, I've been checking out anime over there, and right now I'm planning to continue on watching Children of Wales. The animation is amazing for that. I really do like it. Children of Wales, Drifting Dragons, the opening is a bomb. I'm still continuing on that. And there are a couple of animes that have already been out in Netflix, like Nozaki-kun. I've seen it, but I'm rewatching that because, come on, it's a cute anime to watch. But yeah, in general, it's just I'll check out what Netflix has really. Because,
I watched Nozaki-kun. That was it's good.
Yeah. Kakegurui, did you say?
I've watched Kakegurui and Nozaki-kun.
Oh, Nozaki-kun. Alright, they're both amazing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But yeah, whatever Netflix has right now for me to just play on the background, really, then I can deal with that whilst doing my work. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me, really.
Fair play, fair play.
Who's next?
Okay, so I'll
Come on, Kenneth.
Okay.
I've just finished watching Weathering with You, so I think right now I'm on a anime movie kind of vibe. I'm gonna rewatch Summer Wars. That was a good movie. I'll probably go through.
Oh,
the
let me
list
guess,
of,
Konosuba. I'm gonna watch the
No,
Konosuba movie again.
I'm sorry. When you actually watch the movie, then you can come talk to me. But
Oh, sorry. Who watched Weathering with You without us?
Claire.
More like weathering on your own. God damn.
Oh, weathering on your own.
Nah, but I'll probably be going through the Ghibli movies, even though it's like really old now. But apart from movies, I'd say there's nothing really that I'm planning to watch except for not Solo Leveling, Tower of God, Lovers War, and that's pretty much it for me. In terms of next season though, as long as obviously the right animes come out at the right time, Fire Force, season 2, and ReZero season 2 is what I'm excited for, but that's going to be delayed.
Yeah. Sad.
But that's it for me.
Are you sure? Anything else you want to add on to that?
I think my list will increase when you've finished watching Nagi no Asukara. But
This guy. Anyway, Toby, would you like to please let us know what animes you would have watched by next week?
minimum of 4.
Okay. Huh? 4.
Minimum of 4, either 12 or 24 episodes, or a minimum of 1,
episodes.
100 episodes plus.
A whole week? You can watch the whole of One Piece in that time, man. Come on.
All right, Kenneth. All right, buddy. Whatever you say.
So after doing like a quick research, I feel like I'm gonna find something which is short, sweet, and goes into psychological, and that's gonna be Death Paradise. I said that. So last time
You say Death Parade?
Death
Yes.
Parade. I'll
Death
actually.
Parade is amazing.
I'll definitely go into it. and I'm gonna try and think. I mean, apparently there's like,
It's psychological.
Let me check. Yeah, it's psychological, but it does episodes. It's not a lot, right?
It's
It's
there's
like-
12, I think. It's not a lot.
Yeah, 12. It's simple and sweet.
it's-
Yeah.
Yeah, simple.
And it by the end of
after
it,
that,
it leaves you wondering. But yeah, sorry to interrupt.
No. After that, I'll probably look into Gambling Apocalypse, which is another psychological, because I'm all about that life. And then afterwards, hopefully, if I'm really drawn into it, I'll probably go into like other psychological stuff. Hopefully, but I don't know. If things don't pan out, then I'll do some quick Wikipedia research, and then that should be done, right? Actually, back into this code.
Wikipedia. I will.
wait.
Okay, now that you mention that, I will test you. I will make sure.
I'm
Like,
just saying.
I'll ask you questions you cannot find out from Wikipedia. But thank you for telling
This
me that.
is,
Oh shoot! I should get to that stuff, man. Bloody heck. Ooh. How about B? I can't pronounce it. It's a BTM.
B-
I've read it, but
Yeah.
it's like Boom. It's like a game. So basically, it's like a real world making of a game.
Oh, I have
Yeah.
not seen it.
I've read it though, but
Never heard
I
of
didn't
it.
finish
Hey
it.
man, if it's something you're interested in, go for it.
It's enough for psychological, so I'll probably go down the track. But yeah, psychological week is gonna be all this week. Hopefully, I start it because I see I'll do it, but it's all about doing it rather than saying it.
Right.
But we'll see how that goes.
That's fine. That's
Okay.
fine.
Right. Oh God. What do I have lined up? So, for me, again, shoujo is the main goal for me. I'm probably gonna rewatch My Little Monster. It's been a while.
Oh, Tonarino. I can't remember the Japanese name. It's
yeah.
cute. I was watching it recently.
Yeah,
as
My
well.
Little Monster is one of my favorite shoujo animes. Probably rewatch it. It's
Kawaii.
been a while since I just came across it in my list.
Teenage days.
apart-
I was gonna say teenage days.
Apart from that, I want to watch Citrus, which actually looks really interesting as well. Apart from that, I'm trying
Sounds tangy. Get it?
Okay, I guess it's just gonna be me next week, huh? That's 3 members out, huh?
And then apart from that, it's literally gonna be Charlotte, which is one.
Oh,
that I
I've watched
watch.
Charlotte.
heard a
Charlotte's
lot of
good.
I've heard a lot of good things about Charlotte, and Why the Hell Are You Here, Teacher?
That
It's just
sounds.
Hey, it's
Sounds
a sensible follow-up considering how engrossed I am into Domestic Girlfriend right now.
Okay, so it's that kind of anime.
Okay.
Okay, say no more.
No, I mean, I don't know. If it's
Oh,
that kind of
this.
anime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Oh.
gotta.
Hey, yeah.
On your own again next week.
Yep. Oh boy. But yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell in terms of what I'm gonna watch.
Right.
Cool. Any closing comments?
No.
The only closing comment I mainly have is if you have any kind of themes or topics that you think that we should be exploring in the next couple podcasts or weeks, just put them down in the comments and we will consider putting them up on the next episode.
Talking about it. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Suggestions of what to do to it. Yeah. Improvements. True.
Yeah.
Of course, definitely.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the 4th episode of the Baka Central podcast. Hopefully we will be sorting out SoundCloud account pretty soon, so you should be able to access this on SoundCloud as well. Meanwhile, of course, if you did enjoy any of the content or any of the other content that we have on the channel, please feel free to drop a sub, drop a like, and let us know what you think, just like Kenneth and Toby mentioned. My name is Hypernoodles. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you guys in the next episode.